for this invitation to be here to speak at this 45th Florida State Annual Lectureship. I want to thank him for the opportunity to speak on this timely theme, Let the Bible Speak. It is a grand theme, and it is a challenge to all of us, especially the topic which he gave me to speak on. I also want to recognize and give thanks to the co-coordinator of this wonderful gathering, Brother Vernon, and all the committee workers, and those that gave their support to make this lectureship what it is at this point. I know there are other speakers, and we thank God for the young, strong speakers. Nevertheless, we, as an older preacher, we have to extend a challenge to you in this topic. The topic assigned me this morning is taken from Ephesians chapter 5, verses 22 through chapter 6 and verse number 4. The topic that was assigned to me by Brother Green, the Bible speaks to the home. And I want to set before you, before we enter into this discussion, etch in your minds the speaker. And what am I saying is that I want you to not focus on Paul, who is the writer, but Paul only is the receiver. But what I want to set before you a strong challenge to you because of the source from which Paul received his revelation. And keep in mind that the commands that Paul gives, they are the commands of God. And so with that in mind, I want to say to you that the Bible does speak. And Paul, in his letter, in the same book of Ephesians, the chapter is 3, and the verses 2 through 4. Paul gives the reason for his revelation that has been given to him about the dispensation of grace. And the Bible says in the last verse, when you read, then you can understand the mystery that were given to him in the gospel. And so when we talk about the Bible speaking, the Bible speaks when we read. We speak to God in prayer, but the Bible speaks to us when we read. And there are challenges in this topic from which Brother Green called me and gave me. I was very elated to come to share in this study. Etch in your mind the things that God has to say to us about the home. God has spoken to the home. God has always given exhortation to the home. So, Brother Green, I want to modify the subject just a little bit, but it's not taking anything away from the subject which you gave me. Matter of fact, it's just going to modify it a little bit more. When we say the Bible speaks to the home, in essence, we are saying this morning, God is doing the speaking. God has always spoken to the home. He gives direction to the home. And when we talk about the home, we we are giving reference in only to the family. When we are speaking about the home, we are only referencing the family. And God has always spoken to the family. In the initiation of the family in the beginning was in God. It was with God from the beginning. God gave a set of foundational rules for the home. The home is the oldest institution implemented or established by God. Always, as you can read time after time, how God created Adam from the dust of the earth. God formed man from the dust of the ground. And he took man out of the place where he created him. He took him from the place of creation. And he placed him in a place called Eden.